Hey everyone, welcome back to Exclusive Consciousness. This episode is called Don't Talk About It, Be About It. And today I actually have a special guest with me, a really close friend of mine, one of my best friends in this whole world. Me and her go back years now. I think almost 7 years. It feels like it could be shorter, it could be longer. And we're going to be discussing the idea of basically being unafraid to go and jump through the hurdles of life to get to where you want. And I'm excited to have this conversation. I'm also going to be asking her some pretty interesting questions throughout. It's going to be kind of a fun little interview, but also a little work sesh. But without further ado, welcome Christine Wawira.
What is up, Luigi? Thank you so much for having me again. I'm so happy to be here.
Absolutely. So let me ask you this before I even get into the actual questions I want to ask you. To you, when you hear the phrase, don't talk about it, be about it, what does that kind of set off in your brain? What is that kind of the neurons? Where does that lead you when you hear that phrase?
For me, it just reminds me that there are two kinds of people who talk about things and people that just go ahead and do them. That's what it brings to mind. The action of just doing what the hell you're saying you're going to do.
Do you have any specific moments in your life that you could use as examples where you could say, maybe everybody was telling you like, oh, you shouldn't do that. And you were like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and fucking do it because I want to, and because I can, and I believe in myself. Like any specific examples?
Oh, yeah, of course. One that comes to mind is getting into door-to-door sales. People told me I wasn't going to be able to do it. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I mean, working for 100% commission is something that is terrifying. And yeah, I beat all odds. I honestly didn't even believe it myself.
Yeah.
So,
and a part of, I guess, your journey would be kind of getting to the point where you do believe in yourself, overcoming those other obstacles, right? Mm-hmm. Would you say that is like a big part in it? What was the breaking point for you where it was just like, you know what, I've clearly got a talent, or hey, you know what, I know I can do this. Like, I just have to put in the work. When was that moment?
I just saw other people doing it as well, and people who were like 10 years younger than me doing it and making a lot of money. And I was like, you know what? If they can do it and they're 20 years old, there's no reason why I shouldn't be able to do it. I've lived all over the world. I'm well-spoken, well-traveled. I'm an actress. I'm an entertainer, an educator. So just seeing other people doing it who had way less qualifications than I do made me realize like, okay, girl, you can do this too. It's up to you.
Absolutely. So back in the day, me and Christine actually met at an award show because I was trying to crash it. And she was there as a seat filler, which I had no idea what that was. I had never heard of this term, but I actually managed to kind of finesse it to where, I was basically able to get in with her. I had just met her and I basically just got in with her. And I will never forget the memories that we made at that first award show. But there was like an inkling inside of us that was like, we should just go to award shows and just show up, and like we don't even need to have the seat filler passes, like let's just go. And me and Christine built this reputation of just going to like the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice Awards and the Grammys and the BET Awards and the People's Choice Awards, and we were just showing up whether we had tickets, whether we didn't. We just had this faith that, you know what, we belong in there and we're supposed to be seeing this show with the people that are in there, and we're supposed to be mingling with these top executives and celebrities and writers, and we knew we belonged, so it was a lot easier to go and get in there, right? Mm-hmm. In my opinion, at least. Yeah. But speak about that experience. This is one of the first times I'm talking about this because Christine is here and she's obviously one of the few people I experienced it with. But going deeper into that, like what was like one of your favorite moments where you were just like surprised, like, wow, I had the confidence to do something, and then now we're inside, like now we're here,
Yeah, the famous Golden Globes story. Yeah, I remember hitting you up and being like, hey, do you want to get dressed up and go to the Golden Globes and try to get in? And you were just like, yeah. And I didn't have any other friends that were just down, so I was like, all right, let's go. And we dressed really nice, and at first it was really hard for us to even get in, but we just didn't give up. And I remember us getting into the Amazon Studios after party, and they gave us wristbands, and we walk in and I'm just like, oh my God, like we're not even supposed to be here. Ben Affleck is on the couch eating something, and Matt Damon's on the dance floor with his wife and right next to us, dancing next to us. And we saw all these people from TV, like we're just partying with them. That was the moment where I was like, wow, like we actually got in.
Right.
Yeah.
It was almost a moment. It was like a moment where you were like, this confidence that I had in myself got me somewhere that I never thought I could go. You believed in yourself. And I love the idea of just like, we can all harness it. You know, we all have this power inside of us that we can harness. If you can direct that power inside of you to do something great, whether it be for somebody else or literally for yourself to get into like a cool ass party, I say go for it. I say jump in, you know, I say don't think about it too long because the opportunity goes away. Like the faster you click your heels and you start moving, you know, like the better life is going to get, you know, like don't slump around and wait too long. I've gotten into movie premieres just by showing up, you know, and just by walking into places and wearing a suit and like literally wearing a tux and being confident right there is like batting 1,000 easy. And most people don't care because they're just like, hey, we don't get paid enough to question things, you know, we don't. And it's like, I'd rather just be here, you know, having a good time and enjoying myself. And that's, you know, that's my mentality. And I know that when I see somebody else, they kind of see that and they go, that guy's not going to cause any problems, you know? And that's the biggest thing. They're like, are you going to, like when you go to a club and you don't have your ID or you're underage and they're like, are you going to cause problems? Yes, no. They have to decide. If they do, then they kick you out. If they don't, then they let you in, you know, and that's kind of the vibe. I want to get into some questions before we take off here. The first question I have for you, Christine, is more of a personal question. Want to really dig into your brain with these and kind of get a sense of who you are. I want the listeners to get a sense of who you are. You have such a grand journey, and Christine's not going to be on just once. She's going to come on several times whenever I get a chance to get her on the show. But the first question I have for you is, when you look at yourself, what do you see?
I see a strong, hardworking, determined woman who's also a mother, who's nurturing, and who's a humanitarian and really cares about people and wants to show people different perspectives in life so that they can not struggle so much.
I love that answer. Next question. Is there anything you will go to war for?
My children. I would absolutely go to war for my 2 children. Like that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, there's not much, but
Just
my kids, you fuck with my kids.
Yeah, we're going to war.
We're going to war. Whether it be online or in person, right? Next one is, what's your biggest accomplishment in life so far?
My biggest accomplishment in life so far. Gosh, I feel like I have a few, but I think becoming a mother for me has been the biggest accomplishment in my life so far, because it was like, you know, it was just thrust upon me at such a young age. And just the journey of becoming a mother and working through life's challenges with my kids.
You know, I love the fact, I know Christine, so she has achieved many things in her life, like successful things in her career. She's done some amazing stuff. But the fact that she chose the fact that she had kids and that being your biggest success, that's a beautiful thing. You know, that shows that as a mom, you have a powerful love and a lot of heart there, you know, and I think that's, I literally compared it to another episode. I said, you know, when you bring somebody else happiness, I believe that's the love of Christ. Like when I can make somebody else happy, that's the love of Christ, you know, being shared, which I think is such a beautiful thing. So next up, what's one thing you haven't done yet, but you want to achieve in the near future?
I want to be on mainstream TV, whether it's Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. Like, I still to this day want to have a role on mainstream TV. Yeah,
Christine didn't mention this before, but she's an actress. She's very famous in Kenya. You guys look her up, Christine Wawira. I wasn't joking. Christine Wawira, you better look her up. Search her name. Some of you guys listening might just be like, I already know Christine. I know Christine Wawira. Christine Wawira is legendary. Next one's a fun one. How do you show love?
I show love by being there and giving my time and attention. And also, I like to spoil people, whether it's my friends or my family. If I can do something for you, I'll do it. So gifts, quality time, and words of affirmation. Yeah.
Love languages go strong. I love languages. That's like key to being in a good relationship. Communicate that. What's your love language? I like spending time with the person, or I like receiving gifts. Then you don't want to be coming at this person with a bunch of words of affirmation, because they're going to go, yeah, okay. You love me. Show me you love me. Get me something, you know?
Right.
That's just how some people are. That's not everybody, but that's just how, for me, it's like quality time. Like, you sit next to me, we watch a movie, we're eating snacks, we're chilling. Like, that's, to me, that's love. You've shown me love. So I appreciate that. This one is about kind of like a little bit about the future, but more personal about yourself. Nobody's perfect. Who do you want to be?
Who do I want to be?
Think about it in the sense of like the person you are now, right? There has to be something that you believe is flawed, or something that you believe is like you can improve upon. So who do you want to be like in the future?
I mean, my biggest issue is my weight. Honestly, like, I just want to lose like 30 pounds and I'll be way happier, and also be better with my finances and, you know, saving and investing and not going crazy on spending. Yeah, I want to have better spending habits and better like eating and diet and exercise habits.
I love that. I'm right there with you. Financial responsibility, you know, dietary responsibility, and then just like health and fitness. Those are keys. Those are like major keys, like DJ Khaled says. You need that to be the focus in your life.
Right.
Which is insane. Okay, I love that question. Next up, what is the biggest lesson you've ever learned?
The biggest lesson that I have learned is that life is always happening for you and not to you. No matter what you go through, it's always happening for the greater good, even if you don't see it right away. That's what I've learned, because I've been through some crazy experiences, and then at the end of it, I'm like, oh, that was meant to happen, because my soul had to go through that in order to evolve. And your problems are your opportunities.
Ooh, your problems are your opportunities. That's right. Are you going to find success? Are you going to melt down under pressure? Like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I love that. This one's a simple one. It's kind of an easy one, but I love to ask people, are you happy?
I am happy. Yes, I am. I've learned to find happiness even if I don't have all the money, or if I'm having issues with custody, or if my mom died, or my job sucks. Like, yeah, overall, I'm happy. Yeah.
Okay, we're almost done here. We got two more before we let Christine go. What are you up to next?
I'm moving to Dallas, Texas for a job opportunity. So I just wanted to throw myself into an environment that I've never been in and just adapt, because that's what I always do. So yeah, moving to another state.
Amazing, amazing. And last but not least, anything you want to say to your fans or your people?
I love you guys. Thank you for rocking with me. Honored to share my life with you and to have been an inspiration to many of you. And yeah, don't give up. If I can get through some shit, so can you.
Thank you so much, Christine, for indulging me in these questions and just sharing a little bit about your life. For anybody out there who may be struggling to decide what they want to do next, it's always good to think. It's always good to plan. It's always good to be organized and, outline the future. But at some point, you got to hit the ground running and just go, because if you wait too long, people lose interest and nobody cares what you're doing anymore. And it's like you have to step out, and you have to be like, you know what, world, I've got something to share. I've got something I want to show. Anything is possible. So don't just talk about it, but be about it. Christine's a testament of that, and she's constantly just like putting pen to paper and doing whatever her mind tells her to do. So I think it's a great lesson to carry with you. And personally, I think it's a testament to our friendship. If anything, we're very curious people, we're very creative people, and we're very just like, let's go do something, let's go explore, let's go, even if it's just our minds, even if it's just like the mental journey that we go through, even if it's just like talking about the world and our beliefs and our faith and observations. It all matters, and it's all important. So take that into account when you make a decision, but don't take forever to make one. And that's the lesson. I hope you enjoyed the episode. Thank you so much, Christine. I appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. You guys enjoy the ride.
Enjoy the ride. If you guys want to follow Christine, she's at Christine Wawira. We'll see you later.